Hey, everybody. Welcome to this brief live I'm going to do tonight before I turn in. As I mentioned earlier in my first short for the night, I hope that everybody had a great day today. I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to do a 3-card spread and a little clarification, and then we're going to, we're going to go ahead and hit it and then quit it, and then we're done. Okay. So I'll start off with my oracle cards here. My first oracle card is the engagement ring card. Okay. It is in the upright. So someone is either engaged or wanting to get engaged to someone. They're wanting to get engaged to someone to have a higher level of commitment. They're looking at this person as forever. So this is like an eternity type of thing. This person is they're looking at as their friend, being in a partnership with this person. So they'll be working together and building together as they come into this higher level of commitment, this union. This is obviously a lot of emotion and a lot of love that's there between these two people or for another person. This is either you or someone else collective. So this is where this person is, or two people are. They're wanting to get married, so they're in the engagement stage. So they're trying to move past that to go ahead and get married. But there's a problem because the partying card came out, and it came out in the reverse. Okay. And the upright is time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment. One or both persons, somebody in this union or this committed relationship needs to stop partying so much. They're having a problem with stopping partying. This may be an issue that where these two people haven't moved into the, past engagement stage, and they're just at engagement, and they may have been there for a good while. Okay. Because somebody is always partying. Okay. Somebody doesn't want to stop that type of life. They kind of like being single, but they kind of like the single life. They acting like they single, but they're not. They're in a committed relationship, or either it's supposed to be a committed relationship and hasn't moved to the engagement level yet. I think one person in this relationship would like to be engaged and then move on to marriage. And then one person is stuck right now partying. Okay. And they're the holdup. All right. One of these people within this group that is not out here partying, that wants to move this along, is really in love with this person. Here's a Cupid arrows card. They really love this person. They want to be with this person forever. Okay. They really do have a lot of deep rooted emotions for this person. It's like when they look at this person, their heart beats fast, and they get that warm feeling, like this is my person. This is who I want to be with for the rest of my life. And no doubt there's mutual feelings between the two of these people, but somebody has a problem right now of cutting out the partying. They have a really big problem with that. They love to party. They love to be out there. With partying can come other things that shouldn't be there. And this may be the issue while they haven't moved out of the engagement stage into an actual marriage. So these people are not married yet, but they've been discussing it. Okay. So we're going to clarify this engagement ring card and see what we get and move on over to the other two. And then we're going to be done. Okay. So hopefully these two people can find their way through this to the point till they go ahead and get married. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try and see what happens. Okay. Spirit, why do we have the engagement ring card here? This is supposed to be a higher level of commitment. This is supposed to be eternity between two people. Why do we have this engagement ring card here? How are they feeling? How are they feeling about this engagement ring card? Let's say you, Spirit. So for the engagement ring card, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Somebody is hiding something. The person that is out here partying, they're hiding something from their partner. This is why they're stuck in the engagement ring phase where they haven't moved past that. They need to come clean about something. But they have been dragging their feet about talking to their partner about whatever this is. And they're being really deceptive. With this partying, it's not just, I'm gonna kick it with my homies. There's some other stuff going on when this person is out partying. So they keeping secrets from their partner. This is why they're stuck in the engagement ring stage. What else, Spirit? What else, Spirit, on this engagement ring? This engagement. So far we know that's the partner that is out here partying is dragging their feet because they're hiding something from the other person that possibly has something to do with this partying. You have the Page of Swords that came out sideways. So if it came out sideways, I always take them in the reverse because it's not in the upright. So this Page of Swords in the reverse is another card of deception and manipulation. This person talks a lot. They talk about how they really want to be with this person and they love them so much and they want to get married and move this forward. They are their person. They feel like, this is the person that was sent to them, that they're supposed to be together and live life and do life together and stuff, But this person, while they're doing all this talking, it's just hot air. They're being very deceptive and it's all talking, no action. So I get the feeling if they're dragging their feet like that, then this other person that's waiting on them to go ahead and get themselves together is not going to be waiting too much longer. They're probably upset and maybe it's probably some hurt in there and some feelings and stuff, because I think this person really loves this person and they don't want nobody else. But the person that's dragging their feet is being deceptive. So there is something going on with this person. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? We have deception on the board twice, okay? It is with the Seven of Swords in reverse and it's with the Page of Cups in reverse. So this person is being very deceptive. They're hiding something. I don't know what they're hiding, but they're hiding something. Next card we have is the Six of Wands in the upright. Okay. So with the Six of Wands, this person needs to have the courage to go ahead and talk to their partner about whatever it is. Perhaps they have cold feet or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe the transition from the single life to, out there partying and stuff to actually just being with one person is an issue for this person. Maybe, I don't know. But this person, their partner that's waiting for them to go ahead and make the full commitment with them to move this to marriage is they kind of know that there's something going on. They kind of like, how do you say bearing they're preparing themselves for the worst or whatever it is. This is eventually is gonna come out. They don't feel good about whatever it is this person is hiding, so they're a little pessimistic about it. They're not feeling good about this. They know there's something going on. Okay. They're trying to have the courage right now and hang in there with this person, but they have this feeling that what they're about to find out could make or break this relationship. It could completely. And they're tired. They're tired of waiting on it and talking to this person. They're tired of this person. They're tired of this person and their excuses or whatever and dragging their feet because what they want is their wish to come true. And we have the Nine of Cups and the upright. And their wish it to come true is this happily ever after with this person that possibly they were promised by this person that's dragging their feet. You know, they want that emotional fulfillment with this person. They want to be emotionally stable. And right now they don't feel stable because they know by this person is moving funny, they're acting weird, they dragging their feet and stuff about going ahead and making this commitment. And this person is feeling like, you know, my wishes, I want my wishes to come true. What we talked about, you know, maybe that person made promises and right now this other person is that's waiting on them is feeling like they're not gonna keep those promises. You know, they're not very, you know, they're not optimistic about the future between the two of these people. Okay. They're not content right now. We're gonna move on to the partying card and see if we can get something on that and see what's going on with this partying for this partner that hasn't settled down all the way. Or what is it that they possibly could be hiding that has to do with this partying, okay? And they're out there with their friends, whether this is a male or a female, and they doing some things. They like having fun and living in the moment. I think, you know, they've been in this, you know, out here in these streets or whatever, living their life the way they've been living it and enjoying that aspect of their life. But they're torn right now. And what can we get some on this partying, please? Spirit ancestors, the Most High God. What's with this partying? That the devil card came out in the upright. It's exactly what I said. This person is out here doing more than just partying and hanging out with the boys or the ladies or their friends or whatever, their homies or their homegirls. They out here doing some things that they ain't got no business doing now that they're in a committed relationship. Okay. When they were single and they really was single, it was okay. But see, now they're supposed to be in a committed relationship. They're probably at the point of engagement. They're engaged to someone and they out here still trying to live like they was living as though they're single. That's why this devil in the upright card came out. They are being very deceitful to their partner. They're not telling their partner everything that's going on. They're not discussing with them how they feel about this, the cold feet syndrome, and why they're feeling cold feet and all of that, you know. And maybe it's because they just right now they don't want to commit. They don't want to fully commit. They don't want to stop doing what they was doing. It probably feels restricting to them, but they are out here in their shadow right now doing stuff that they ain't got no business doing. And then you got the Five of Cups that came out in the upright. Okay. This is a card of conflict. This is the reason why this person, their partner that's waiting on them for their wishes to come true from some promises that was made to them and seeing them moving funny. They're probably questioning this person. They may be getting into some arguments or what have you. And this person is feeling some regret for committing to this person. Both of them may be feeling some regret. The one that's waiting on the commitment and the one that won't commit. They're probably both feeling some regret that they love that person. You know what I mean? And they're waiting. They're left waiting. And the other person that's out here in these streets that don't want to come out of the streets or being, you know, acting like they single. Right now, they know they're being they're disappointing their partner right now, you know, and even they are feeling a little pessimistic, you know what I'm saying? That it's possible that they're not gonna, you know, remain in this committed relationship because they love their person, but their problem is the streets. I think the person is waiting on the marriage for this to go further. Maybe they thought that this person was ready. Maybe they thought that at one point, but they're learning that may not be the case. Okay. So we have some disappointment here, a lot of pessimism going on, you know, and people already feeling like this is lost, you know, these two. Anything else on that card? On the partying card, please. With the devil are popping out like that, as when I asked about the partying card, it's the first card that came out in the upright. This person is definitely doing some things they ain't got no business doing while they're in a committed relationship. And this is what their partner was suspecting. They kind of already know this. That's why their partner is, you know, behaving the way they are. So these people are on the edge, but they love each other, but somebody is tired of waiting on the other person. And the person that's out here partying and stuff need to come clean and let their partner know. Because right now what they're doing, they're holding on to this person. They're holding on to this person. They don't want to let them go. They don't want to have that. They don't want to come clean about how they feel. It's almost like they want to try to keep this person in their life because they know they're a good person and it's real love and this person loved them for real and will do anything. Like this is home base with this person that truly have feelings for them while they out here playing. That's what it feels like. Okay. Anything else for the partying card? We have the 3 of Wands in the upright here. Okay. Says preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, overseas opportunities. So these people, when they talked about, they've been together for a little while. When they talked about building and moving forward, this was in preparation for the life that they were going to have together as a married couple. Okay, the progress that they had planned, they put in a lot of work. This person feel like the one that's waiting, that they put in a lot of work and invested a lot of time and effort and possibly some money coming together with this person. It's possible they live together. They may have some assets together or something to that effect. Name both names on documents and stuff together and what have you. And they tried to build something with this person that was going to be monetarily, a good thing for both of them. You know what I'm saying? And they thought that they were doing this together with this person, but this person that's waiting is starting to feel the divide right now. They're acknowledging the obvious thing that's going on, which is this person out here, partying. Okay. This person probably wanted to have a business with them together, or they may already have a business or something like that, and it's just, some type of expansion or, building together. Okay. We have the Cupid's arrow card that is out here, and I'm interested to see what this is going to bring when I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards, but I want to know how this ties into this spread. It says Cupid's arrow. And then it says, and it's in the upright. So it says, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation struck by love. So I would like to know, because originally when it fell out before I did any clarification, the Cupid's card gave me the impression that this person that's waiting really loves their person that's out here partying. And they did see forever with this person, and they've already made steps towards this person by combining their assets together, or trying to do things together with this person for a solid future. And for this person to be out here partying like they single, it's probably pretty upsetting and disturbing to see that, and disappointing as well. Because they thought it was one thing. They thought they had something a little bit stronger than that. They're probably tired of talking to this person about, I don't know. They seem like they would be tired of, I don't know if they know everything this person is doing already. They didn't figured it out and they have evidence, or this is what's still being hidden. And like I said, they were pessimistic about finding out, but then the Devil card did come out in the upright. So we're going to see. What's the Cupid's arrow card? You got the we got 2 cards that fell out. The first one is going to be the Justice card in the reverse. Okay, it is here. So Justice is in the building, but it's in the reverse. Okay. So in this love game between these two people, and I say game because they probably feel like it's a game. Justice is coming out to clarify the Cupid's arrow card, the love that this person has for the other one that's out there in the streets. And it's in the reverse because this person has been treated unfairly. Okay. They have been treated unfairly. They have been left waiting and questions that have not been answered by this person that's out there. That person is out there partying is not taking any accountability for their actions right now. none whatsoever. They're not feeling any, they don't even feel guilty for what they're doing because this is something they've been doing. And when they got with this person, they probably never stopped. Okay. They've been very dishonest right now. And whenever their partner questions them about their behavior, like maybe, and for example, they're out there staying out there in the streets and stuff and running around with their friends a little too much, spending too much time with other people besides their committed partner, then they want to act up and act a fool with their partner and punish them even more, call themselves punishing them by maybe silent treatment or some stuff like that. Okay. So this is why the Cupid's arrow card is out here. This love that this person has, justice is saying that this person is being treated unfairly. And that the person that's out there, their partner that's out there in the streets, is not taking any accountability for their actions right now. They don't feel any guilt, and they've been lying, being very dishonest with their partner. Okay. And then the second card that fell off of the Cupid's arrow card is going to be the Six of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Okay. It's in the reverse. And in the reverse, it says personal transition, resistance to change, unfinished business, emotional baggage. So I'm getting a feeling that this person right now has not transitioned from the mindset of being single while being in a committed relationship. So earlier we got a card that said they did a lot of talking to their partner of how they was going to hold them down and be this and be that and within this relationship, and that they too agreed that with their partner that they were going to move this into, to engagement and to marriage. And they did a lot of talking, but they never mentally and spiritually transitioned from that era of being single while in a committed relationship. So they just kind of brought that over into it, and eventually it started spilling over into to a point to where their partner is noticing that this person has not changed. Okay. So, and they're not taking accountability. As a matter of fact, they're trying to punish this partner for even questioning them about their behavior. Okay. But they have not personally transitioned from that single mentality while they're in a committed relationship talking about marriage. Ain't that crazy? So how are you talking to somebody about marriage? How are you talking about being with a lifetime with somebody? How are you talking about being with them forever and y'all building, maybe having kids together or what have you, businesses together? You might already have some of that started and intertwined in your life with that person, telling them, the same thing and agreeing to everything that your partner is saying. But you out here doing who knows what when you with your friends, when you with your girls and when you with your boys, you out here acting like you single. How are you doing that? It's like you one way for your partner and then you're another way for the people out there in the streets. So it's like giving your partner mixed signals, and you're not taking accountability for that. Like if they ask you about it, you got a problem with them, you feel like they checking you, like, because your mind is you have this single mentality. And when a person is single, they don't think about, anybody checking them. They ain't got, what time you got to be there? Ain't none of that. What time you got to be back home? They don't feel like they're accountable or responsible to nobody when you're single, because you're not in a committed relationship with anybody. Therefore, you can do what you want to do. You feel like you should be able to do that. And that's the mentality this person has. The only problem is that they're in a committed relationship and they've been doing all this talking like they committed to this relationship and marriage and all of that. And who knows? But they have not cut that single life loose. They still out here running around and partying with your friends, whether male or female. And even your friends is wrong because they're not telling you, don't you need to go home? They're not telling you that because they ain't no good either. So your friends, oh boy, no girl got problems on their hands with you. You one big problem because you lied about how you felt about this person. Not that you didn't love them, but that you wanted to do forever with them. You wanted to do life with them. You lied about that. Obviously you did, because your behavior is saying you're not ready. But your mouth is not saying that. You're not talking to your person about that. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles cards that came out, and they came out in the reverse. Okay. Here it is right here. So the Ace of Pentacles cards, it's like a lost opportunity. Okay. Something that you started that didn't go nowhere. Okay. It's a missed chance. It's a missed opportunity. A bad investment, lack of planning and foresight. So this look like this situation that was supposed to move forward to forever with these two people is not happening, because this person will not cut that single life out, the partying and stuff that they're doing. And it's not just out there having a good time partying, they're out with other people, like they're single. So they're out here hooking up and doing whatever. And the partner then figured it out and possibly may have proof, and they're tired of waiting. They don't want to hear nothing else this person has to say, and they're making a decision for themselves. This is a lost opportunity. Okay. I invested for nothing. All of this for what? What did I do this for? Your word is not bond. You said some things, but you didn't mean nothing of what your actions did not follow. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a lost opportunity for this person, who thought this was going to be something really beautiful, and it's a missed chance for the person that's out here partying to do something totally different than what they've been doing out here, running around out in these streets, in and out of who knows what, doing whatever they're doing. This is a missed chance for them to turn that into something beautiful with somebody, something different than what they had, so they can have real love, not lust. Okay. And they squandered it. Okay. So the person that's been waiting all this time feel like it's a bad investment. I didn't put so much of my time in, and effort and patience and love and talking to you and emotional support, that I'm spent now. I'm emotionally spent. I'm spiritually spent. I'm tired, and they're detaching from this. Okay. This may not be a good thing for the person that's out there in the streets, because they probably didn't see this coming. They probably didn't see that their partner was going to, they probably thought the person was always going to be there, because you know how people be thinking that somebody loved them that much that they're going to keep putting up with them no matter what they do. And I got a feeling that that's not what happened. And this is why they're breaking up, because, and I'm going to tell you how I know, because this card just came out. This is the Ten of Wands. That person is carrying a heavy burden, and they've been carrying it. Their partner been carrying this burden for a long time of waiting on their partner to get their crap together and go ahead and commit. So they've been carrying all of the weight of this relationship. They were the only one that was holding it together, okay? Because the other partner was out partying. So they were doing all the work. That's why that 10 of Wands in the upright came out. And they're tired now, like I said, right before that card fell out, okay? They're tired. So this is going to be a lost opportunity for the partner that's been waiting on the other one that's out there partying. It's going to be a missed chance for the partier, the person that's out there partying, to have real love versus lust, which is what they're doing out there, acting like they still a teenager, bouncing around, bopping, as you want to say, male or female. Okay, anything else? And we're going to close this out. Is there a parting message that you have at this time for whoever this is, or these two people, or one of them, or both? This whole situation. Do you have one card? The High Priestess came out in the upright, which is the one card, okay, that I asked for. So somebody now is listening to their intuition, and they're in their high priestess energy, or high priest, either high priest or high priestess, male, female, masculine, feminine. It just depends. Which is sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine. Trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. So now this person that was waiting is in their high priestess energy, and they are pulling back. They are listening to their intuition, which is telling them that it's time for them to move on. Okay. High priestess or high priest, okay? Emperor, or empress, okay? Divine masculine, divine feminine. This person right now is pulling all the way back, and they're getting ready to turn within and start nurturing themselves and listening to their intuition, because they're not trying to, deal with this no more right now. So the spread is not telling me that it's completely over, where they'll never get that together, but it is telling me that this is ending for now, okay? It is ending for now. So let me ask Spirit, and we can end this, if this is a permanent ending or not, okay? Spirit, ancestors, and Most High God, is this a permanent ending? Would these people get back together? Or is the person that's been waiting being guided to move on with their life completely? What say you, Spirit? Is this a permanent ending? Mm. Got two cards that fell out. No, one. My bad. And it's the Hangman, but it came out sideways. Okay. I take these in reverse when it comes out sideways. And it says delays and standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, and lack of control. So this person out here right now is moving in lust energy. So they're in their sacral chakra energy, low vibing energy right now. So they are operating through that energy right now. They are delaying the engagement or delaying the marriage, delaying forever with their partner. They're at a stand. They're resisting this because they would like to stay out there and do what they want to do. They really would like to have both, but that's not going to happen because their partner is leaving them. So they're in a state of indecision at this time, and this other partner is moving on with their life. Because that person that's out there partying has a fear of sacrificing being single, the singlehood. Okay, because they don't have control. They have a lack of control over their nether regions. Okay, and this is the problem. As long as that is an issue, then this is over with. Okay, they're not going to have the love that they want to have. They can't have their cake and eat it too. They do love this person, but the nether regions, they're listening to the other head. Okay, or if it's a woman, their loins. Okay, and they out here partying, doing what they want to do, and they are losing this person. Okay, and as long as that's an issue where they don't have to take control over their life and over this lust issue that they have, then this is a no-go. It's not going to happen. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm trying to make them shorter for you guys. I'm going to start doing 3-card spreads more than 5 and 6 when I do the lives. But this person and this situation right here is over with. As long as this person is out there doing what they're doing, it doesn't say that they're coming back together. So this looks like it's a done deal. I really hate that because some people, because of that reason, they don't have the ability to control that part of themselves. They could have an attachment or two. It just depends. And then it's the company that you keep as well. If they're into that, more than likely that's what that person is doing. Okay, so they're being encouraged, or it's all around them. So you have to pick your friends and choose them wisely. And this is the conclusion of the message for the night. Thank you all for watching. If you didn't watch the live, please do comment later once you watch the video and let me know how you feel about this. Let me know if this is your situation that's going on, or if this resonated with you in any type of way. Tap that screen on your phone to like this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Hype me up if you got any hype points left, and we'll see you in the next go round. You all have a good night, and I love you. Peace, love, and light.